hydroponic gardening, what it is, how to start, and expert tips. Hello, I'm Ted from Ted's Garden. Thank you for watching. Today it's all about hydroponic gardening, my step-by-step in-depth guide to the revolutionary method which allows you to grow plants without soil now easier than ever. In this video, we'll explore exactly what hydroponic gardening is and how to use it. I will provide step-by-step instructions on how to start your own hydroponic garden. In addition, I will be sharing expert tips to ensure your success. I also have a free gift for you. It's an ebook available for download, which covers everything in this video. I'll explain where to get the free ebook at the end. So let's dive in. To begin, let's discuss the fundamentals of hydroponic gardening. Growing plants in nutrient-rich water instead of soil, a technique known as hydroponics, offering several advantages over traditional soil-based cultivation. This method involves suspending plant roots in a solution containing essential nutrients, allowing them to absorb nutrients directly and efficiently. Here are some of the advantages. Faster growth. In hydroponics, plants have direct access to nutrients and water, eliminating the need to expend energy searching for these resources in the soil. This direct access leads to faster growth rates and shorter production times compared to soil-grown plants. Hydroponic systems allow for precise control over nutrient levels and pH balance, while ensuring plants receive the optimal conditions for growth. This optimization leads to increased yields and healthier, more productive plants. Efficient water usage. Hydroponic systems use significantly less water than traditional soil-based methods. The closed-loop system captures and recirculates water, minimizing evaporation and waste. This efficiency is particularly beneficial in areas with limited water resources. Hydroponic systems provide a controlled environment that is less susceptible to pests and diseases. The absence of soil eliminates the habitat for soil-borne pests and pathogens, reducing the need for pesticides and herbicides. Year-round production. Hydroponic systems can be operated indoors under controlled conditions, allowing for year-round production regardless of external weather conditions. This consistency ensures a reliable supply of fresh produce. Hydroponic systems can be vertically stacked, allowing for efficient use of space, particularly in urban areas where land is limited. This vertical farming approach maximizes productivity per square foot. Hydroponics reduces labor and simplifies plant care. Hydroponic systems allow for precise control over nutrient delivery, ensuring that plants receive the exact balance of nutrients they need at each stage of growth. This optimization leads to healthier plants with higher yields. Hydroponically grown plants often have higher nutrient content and better flavor compared to soil-grown plants. This is because they have direct access to optimized nutrient solutions, leading to superior quality produce. To get started, here is what you need. Materials needed. If you're new to hydroponics, deep water culture, DWC, is a great place to start. It's a forgiving method that allows for some room for error, making it easier to manage than other hydroponic systems. Nutrient film technique, NFT, on the other hand, is a more advanced method that requires closer monitoring, especially in case of power outages. Maintaining a stable fertilizer solution temperature is also more challenging in NFT systems. So for beginners, DWC is the user-friendly choice. It's simpler to set up and maintain, and it's less likely to cause problems if you make a mistake. Growing medium, rock wool, perlite, or coco coir. Soilless mediums, such as coco coir, perlite, and vermiculite, offer superior control over nutrient levels and water retention, making them an ideal choice for hydroponic systems. Nutrient solution. Hydroponic nutrient solution is a vital component of hydroponic gardening, providing plants with the essential nutrients they need to grow and thrive. Nutrient solutions are typically made up of water, macro and micronutrients, and trace elements. The specific nutrient requirements of plants will vary depending on the species, stage of growth, and environmental conditions. However, there are some general guidelines that can be followed. For example, young plants typically need more nitrogen than older plants, and flowering plants typically need more phosphorus than leafy greens. pH testing kit. A pH testing kit is an essential tool for hydroponic growers. It allows you to measure the acidity or alkalinity of your nutrient solution, which is important for ensuring that your plants receive the nutrients they need to grow and thrive. There are two main types of pH testing kits: liquid and digital. Liquid pH testing kits are inexpensive and easy to use. They typically consist of a vial of pH indicator solution and a color chart. To use a liquid pH testing kit, simply add a few drops of the indicator solution to your nutrient solution, and compare the color of the solution to the color chart. pH adjustment tools. Here are some pH adjustment tools for hydroponics. pH up. This is a solution that raises the pH of your nutrient solution. It is typically made from potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide. pH down. This is a solution that lowers the pH of your nutrient solution. It is typically made from phosphoric acid or nitric acid. Setting up your hydroponic system. Here is what you'll need for a deep water culture (DWC) hydroponic system. 5-gallon bucket, air pump, air stone, net pots, hydroton clay pebbles, nutrient solution, hydroponic plants. Instructions. Drill holes in the lid of the bucket. The holes should be large enough to fit the net pots snugly, and consider the spacing for the plants you want to grow. Fill the bucket with hydroton clay pebbles. The pebbles should be deep enough to support the net pots and cover the roots of the plants. Place the net pots in the holes in the lid. Make sure that the plants are well supported and that their roots are not touching the nutrient solution. Attach the air stone to the air pump. The air stone should be placed in the bottom of the bucket, submerged in the nutrient solution. Fill the bucket with nutrient solution. The nutrient solution should be deep enough to reach the roots of the plants, but not so deep that it submerges the crowns of the plants. The air pump will provide oxygen to the roots of the plants. Monitor the nutrient solution regularly. Check the pH and nutrient levels of the solution and adjust them as needed. Enjoy your hydroponic plants. Your plants should grow quickly and produce a bountiful harvest. Here are some additional tips for assembling a DWC hydroponic system. Use a high-quality air pump and air stone. Use a nutrient solution that is specifically formulated for hydroponics. Monitor the pH and nutrient levels of the solution regularly. Keep the nutrient solution at a temperature between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Provide your plants with 12 to 16 hours of light per day. With proper care, your DWC hydroponic system can produce healthy, productive plants. Preparing the growing medium and placing it in the system is a crucial step in setting up a successful hydroponic setup. The growing medium provides support for the plant roots and helps to anchor them in place. It also plays a role in water retention and nutrient delivery. Choose the right growing medium. Different hydroponic systems use different growing mediums. As stated before, here are some common options: include rock wool, perlite, coco coir, and expanded clay pebbles. Each medium has its own unique properties, so it's important to choose one that is compatible with your system and the plants you are growing. Rinse and sterilize. Regardless of the growing medium you choose, it's important to rinse it thoroughly with clean water to remove any dust or debris. This will help to prevent the introduction of pathogens into your system. Additionally, you may want to sterilize the growing medium using a heat treatment or a chemical solution. This will kill any harmful bacteria or fungi that may be present. Pre-soak the growing medium. If using a growing medium that is prone to drying out, such as rock wool or coco coir, it is helpful to pre-soak it with a nutrient solution before placing it in the system. This will ensure that the medium is properly hydrated and ready to support the plant roots. Placing the growing medium in the system, fill the growing containers. Once the growing medium is prepared, fill the growing containers with the material. Make sure that the medium is evenly distributed and that it is not packed too tightly. The roots should be able to easily penetrate the medium and reach the nutrient solution. Place the plants. Gently place the plants into the growing containers, ensuring that the roots are covered by the growing medium. If using seedlings, make sure that the cotyledons, the first leaves to emerge, are not buried. Adjust the nutrient solution level. Adjust the level of the nutrient solution so that it reaches the base of the plant stems. Do not submerge the crowns of the plants, as this can lead to rot. Choosing plants. While a wide variety of plants can thrive in a hydroponic system, certain types are particularly well suited for this method due to their adaptability and ease of care. Here are some of the most suitable plants for hydroponic gardening, along with their respective space and light requirements. Lettuce. Lettuce is a popular choice for hydroponic gardening due to its rapid growth rate and adaptability to various hydroponic systems. It requires relatively low light levels, making it suitable for indoor setups. Lettuce prefers a neutral pH range of 6.0 to 7.0 and a nutrient solution with a high concentration of nitrogen. Herbs. Herbs such as basil, mint, oregano, and chives are excellent candidates for hydroponics. They thrive in warm, humid environments and require moderate light levels. Herbs generally prefer a slightly acidic pH range of 5.5 to 6.5 and a nutrient solution tailored to their specific needs. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are a rewarding crop to grow hydroponically, producing flavorful fruits with minimal space requirements. They require ample light, ideally 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. Tomatoes prefer a slightly acidic pH range of 5.8 to 6.2 and a nutrient solution with a balanced concentration of nutrients. Strawberries. Strawberries are a delightful addition to any hydroponic garden, producing fragrant and delicious berries. They require moderate light levels, around 8 to 10 hours of sunlight per day. Strawberries prefer a neutral pH range of 6.0 to 7.0 and a nutrient solution specifically formulated for their growth. Cucumbers. Cucumbers are a versatile and space-efficient crop for hydroponics, growing vertically and producing prolific yields. They require moderate light levels, around 6 to 8 hours of sunlight daily. Cucumbers prefer a slightly acidic pH range of 5.8 to 6.2 and a nutrient solution with a balanced concentration of nutrients. When selecting plants for your hydroponic garden, consider the available space, light conditions, and your personal preferences. With careful planning and attention to detail, you can create a thriving hydroponic system that produces an abundance of fresh, homegrown produce. Here's a guide on mixing and preparing the nutrient solution for hydroponic gardening. Materials you will need: nutrient solution, ready-made or DIY, bucket or measuring container, mixing spoon or stirring rod, pH meter or testing kit, pH adjuster if needed. Read the instructions. Carefully read the instructions provided with your nutrient solution, or follow a reliable recipe if mixing your own. Different nutrient solutions may have varying concentrations and require specific mixing procedures. If using a ready-made solution, add the specified amount of nutrient concentrate. If mixing your own solution, mix thoroughly. Use a mixing spoon or stirring rod to stir the solution vigorously until all the nutrients are completely dissolved. Ensure there are no visible clumps or particles remaining. Not mixing well could clog your system and not provide the desired nutrients to your plants. Check and adjust pH. Use a pH meter or testing kit to measure the pH of the nutrient solution. The ideal pH range for most hydroponic plants is between 5.5 and 6.5. If the pH is too acidic, add a pH adjuster to raise it. If it's too alkaline, add a pH adjuster to lower it. Adjust nutrient concentration, optional. If your plants are showing signs of nutrient deficiency or toxicity, you may need to adjust the concentration of the nutrient solution. Increase the concentration if there are deficiency symptoms, and decrease it if there are toxicity signs. Store the solution. Once the nutrient solution is ready, store it in a sealed container to prevent contamination and preserve its effectiveness. Keep it in a cool, dark place to prevent degradation. I can't stress enough the importance of monitoring and adjusting pH levels. Maintaining the proper pH levels is crucial for optimal plant growth and nutrient uptake. When your pH is too acidic or too alkaline, it can hinder nutrient absorption, leading to growth, nutrient deficiencies, and even plant death. So I recommend you regularly monitor the pH of your nutrient solution to ensure it remains within the optimal range. I would suggest using a pH meter or testing kit at least once a week, and adjust the pH as necessary with appropriate adjusters. By following these guidelines and emphasizing the importance of pH monitoring, you'll grow a healthy and thriving hydroponic garden. Environmental factors, maintenance, and lighting. Aside from the importance of nutrients and pH balance, is the next most important factor: proper lighting for hydroponic systems. Lighting plays a crucial role in hydroponic gardening because it provides the energy for photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert light into energy, i.e. sugars for growth. Without adequate light, plants in a hydroponic system will not grow properly, resulting in stunted growth, reduced yields, and potential health issues. The factors are the intensity, duration, and spectrum of light, which all influence plant growth and development. In hydroponic systems, because plants are not receiving nutrients from the soil, it becomes even more critical to provide the right type of light to ensure optimal growth and productivity. Here are some artificial lighting options. There are several artificial lighting options which are suitable for hydroponic systems, each with its own advantages and considerations. High-intensity discharge (HID) lights, HID lights, which include metal halide (MH) and high-pressure sodium (HPS) lamps. They are commonly used in hydroponics due to their high light output and efficiency. They offer a broad spectrum of light that is beneficial for both vegetative and flowering stages of plant growth. But they are expensive to buy and expensive to operate, in addition to producing a lot of heat. So I do not recommend them unless you're looking to get into a large-scale hydroponic food manufacturing business. On the other hand, light-emitting diodes, LEDs. LEDs have emerged as a popular choice for hydroponics due to their energy efficiency, longevity, and tunable spectrum. They can be customized to emit specific wavelengths of light that are particularly beneficial for different stages of plant growth. In most cases, they are inexpensive to buy and operate. I would recommend them for beginners and experts alike. Many people opt for using fluorescent lights. Fluorescent lights are a cost-effective option for hydroponics, particularly for smaller setups. They offer a broad spectrum of light and are relatively energy efficient. However, they have a lower light output compared to high-D and LED lights and may not be enough for the plants you are growing. When selecting artificial lighting for your hydroponic system, consider the following factors. Plant species. Different plant species have varying light requirements. Research the specific light needs of the plants you intend to grow to choose an appropriate lighting system. Light intensity. The intensity of light, measured in lumens or watts per square meter, determines the amount of energy available for plant growth. Adjust the light intensity based on the growth stage of your plants. Light spectrum. The spectrum of light, measured in nanometers, refers to the range of wavelengths emitted by the light source. Different wavelengths of light influence different aspects of plant growth. Choose a lighting system that provides the appropriate spectrum for your plants. Light duration. The duration of light exposure, measured in photoperiods, affects plant growth and flowering. Adjust the light duration based on the plant species and desired growth stages. Lighting cost and efficiency. Consider the upfront cost and ongoing energy consumption of different lighting options. I would recommend choosing an economically viable solution, naturally. By carefully considering these factors and selecting appropriate artificial lighting, you can create a hydroponic system that provides optimal lighting conditions for your plants, promoting healthy growth and maximizing yields. Next up is temperature and humidity. The ideal temperature for hydroponic gardens depends on the specific plant species being grown. However, as a general rule of thumb, most hydroponic plants thrive in a temperature range of 65 to 75 degrees, 18 to 24 degrees C. Therefore, temperatures outside of this range can stress plants and affect their growth and development. The ideal humidity level for hydroponic gardens also depends on the plant species. However, in general, most hydroponic plants prefer a relative humidity level of 40–60%. Lower humidity levels can cause plants to lose water through transpiration, while higher humidity levels can promote the growth of pathogens. Here are some tips for controlling temperature and humidity in your hydroponic garden. Temperature control. Use a thermometer with a humidity gauge to monitor the temperature and humidity in your hydroponic growing area. Ideally, you will want to place your hydroponic system in a location that is not subject to extreme temperature fluctuations. Otherwise, you will need to cool or warm the area. It is highly recommended to use fans to circulate air and prevent hot or cold spots. You will need to use a humidifier to increase humidity levels if necessary. If your grow area tends to get too dry, or they use a dehumidifier to decrease humidity levels if it becomes necessary. By simply maintaining proper temperature and humidity levels, you can create an optimal environment for your hydroponic plants to thrive and produce bountiful harvests. Lastly, it is important to outline a regular maintenance schedule for cleaning, checking nutrient levels, and inspecting plant health. Troubleshooting and expert tips. Number 1. Nutrient deficiencies. Nutrient deficiencies are a common problem in hydroponic gardening, as they can occur if the nutrient solution is not providing the plants with the essential nutrients they need to grow properly. Symptoms of nutrient deficiencies can vary depending on the nutrient that is deficient, but they may include stunted growth, yellowing or discoloration of leaves, and poor flowering or fruiting. Here are some solutions. Test the nutrient solution regularly to ensure that it is providing the correct levels of all essential nutrients. Adjust the nutrient solution as needed to correct any deficiencies. Use a high-quality nutrient solution that is specifically formulated for hydroponic gardening. Number 2. Algae. Although algae is a nutrient-dense living organism which can be beneficial to most plants, out-of-control algae growth can become a problem. Some forms of algae growth can be another common problem in hydroponic gardening. Mainly too much algae growth can compete with plants for nutrients and light. In addition, algae in some cases can clog pumps equipped with microfilters, and some forms of algae in rarer occasions can produce toxins that can harm plants. Here are some solutions. Keep the nutrient solution clean and free of debris. Reduce the amount of light that is reaching the nutrient solution. Use a UV sterilizer to kill algae spores. Add algae-eating fish or snails to the system. Number 3. pH imbalances. pH imbalances can also cause problems in hydroponic gardening, as it can affect the plant's ability to absorb nutrients. Symptoms of pH imbalances can vary depending on the specific pH level, but they may include stunted growth, yellowing or discoloration of leaves, and poor flowering or fruiting. Here are some solutions. Test the pH of the nutrient solution regularly to ensure that it is within the ideal range for the plants. Adjust the pH of the nutrient solution as needed using a pH adjuster. Use a pH meter or testing kit to ensure that the pH adjuster is working properly. By taking steps to prevent and address these common problems, you can help to ensure that your hydroponic plants grow healthy and produce bountiful harvests. Expert tips. Start small and learn the basics. Don't try to build a large hydroponic system right away. Start with a small system and experiment with different techniques to learn what works best for you. Choose the right plants. Not all plants are well suited for hydroponics. Do some research to choose plants that are easy to grow and that you enjoy eating. Use high-quality nutrients. Don't skimp on nutrients. Use a high-quality nutrient solution that is specifically formulated for hydroponics. Monitor your system closely. Regularly check your nutrient solution and pH levels. Adjust them as needed to ensure that your plants are getting the nutrients they need. Be patient. It takes time to learn how to grow hydroponically. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Just keep learning and experimenting, and you will eventually be successful. Here are some advanced techniques for maximizing your yield. Use CO2 enrichment. CO2 is a critical ingredient for photosynthesis. By adding CO2 to your hydroponic system, you can increase your plant's yields by up to 20%. Use hydroponic clones. Hydroponic clones are plants that are grown from cuttings of mature plants. They are genetically identical to the parent plant, so they will grow faster and produce larger yields. Use a higher light intensity. Hydroponic plants need more light than soil-grown plants. Use a high-intensity light source to provide your plants with the light they need to grow strong and healthy. Use a hydroponic system that is designed for maximizing yield. There are many different hydroponic systems available. Some systems are designed to maximize yield, while others are designed for ease of use or cost-effectiveness. Do some research to choose a system that is right for you. Use a hydroponic nutrient solution that is designed for maximizing yield. There are many different hydroponic nutrient solutions available. Do some research to choose a solution that is right for you. By following these tips, you can learn from the experience of others and implement advanced techniques to maximize your hydroponic yields. Remember, with patience, dedication, and the right knowledge, you can successfully cultivate a thriving hydroponic garden that produces an abundance of fresh, flavorful produce. To get your free ebook on hydroponic gardening, click on the link in the description box below. Happy gardening!